Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back then to the 3Motion Challenge Final. It's race 2, it's Bathurst. This 6.213 kilometre circuit in New South Wales, Australia is the host for the second race, and this one could be a big one. It's one of the most complex and challenging circuits in the world, and we are here live at the Tuning World Bodensee. And it's Lewis McGlade alongside Jaroslav Honzik after an excellent first race won by KW Automotive.
Yes, exactly. I'm looking so much forward for this racetrack because the Bathurst is such a challenging racetrack, especially the part of the skyline and everything. That's going to be absolutely incredible racing right there. Here we have the drivers coming on the stage. Ben Spanky, followed by Martin Stefanko, Julian Kunze, Florian Haase.
Yeah, all just coming on to
all the drivers coming here on the stage right now, coming out for the qualifying. It's only 10 minutes qualifying here at the Bathurst as well. It's going to be about 4, maximum 5 laps to try.
Risto Capit, I've been told that there's a prize in it for him if he gets onto the podium in this race, because Argo Tedder, his team boss and fellow Estonian, in the chat saying that he'll give him a prize if he gets onto the podium here, regardless of what else happens. Obviously, those two have been close over a long time.
So here we have a winner from the race number 1, Gorgor Baldi, looking strong again.
Is he going to be as strong out here? We saw in practice that Julian Kunze was so quick around the Bathurst International Circuit. We can see some of the drivers already in practice mode, already taking on the mountain. One of the most famous tracks in the world, from Griffin's Bend, the Cutting, Forest Elbow, the Dipper, you name it, this track has got it. It is a tricky circuit, 6.213 kilometres that have absolutely no letting up. Yeah. It is crazy difficult. Luckily, we have damage off, but that doesn't stop the track from being blocked. We look across the championship. Obviously, this is in order of what we had over the previous race. Gorgor Baldi on 50 points ahead of Julian Kunze in second position. Tim Heinemann in third. Important to note, Jack Keithley is down in 8th position. Florian Haase in 9th. We expected those two to be a lot higher up than they are presently. A long way down the order, a lot to do around this circuit, and if you qualify P13 here, sorry mate, but that's not much.
Yeah, exactly. And probably on this racetrack it's going to be the qualifying the most important than every other. We might expect some traffic jam or something going up into the skyline. Who knows what can happen on this racetrack? It's a very narrow racetrack with crazy blind corners between the walls, really high speed as well, so it's going to be really important. So the qualifying here will be super important for every driver here.
Yeah, well, there was a little bit of an investigation after with Jack Keith and his pedals. Obviously, he complained about his pedals during the practice session and into qualifying around Slovakia ring. There was an investigation into that, and they looked at his pedals. They were absolutely fine. Jack Keithley then agreed, yeah, no, they're fine. I think he just was a bit nervous, couldn't get into the zone so much. Obviously arrived super late for this, so you know, to get into the event, to calm down, to get ready.
Exactly. I was also told
we could be getting a restart here, as I think there's an issue for the ring. Now the rule states that until one driver completes a time lap, the session is not official. So there can be a restart prior to that, but as soon as someone completes, obviously we're in practice, it doesn't really matter, but as soon as someone completes a time lap in qualifying, that is it, the session will not be restarted. I think
there's some issue with the Heinemann setup right now, so they are fixing his rig, so we'll have a little bit of the time break right now, so the drivers at least can practice a little bit.
At least then we can go through a little bit of a breather and talk about what to expect around this circuit. It's
I was after the first race, I talked to basically all top 8 drivers, and every single one of them said they don't want to race in Bathurst, and it's going to be crazy race. They don't want to race there. They're not feeling strong whatsoever because these cars are super hard to drive on this racetrack, and especially the last 5-6 minutes of the race, the tires of the car are like driving on the ice.
Well, yeah, especially coming out of the cutting, always putting on the power coming out of the cutting is very very Same as with Reed Park, you're going through all these left-handers up and down, preparing yourself to come past Solomon Park and then through McPhillamy, and it's very very difficult on the power to get on. Also, it's not. I don't know if it is an audio desync. I think it's just because we're not.
No, we are not these guys you can see on the screen. We are having two broadcasts right now. We have an official German broadcast here for the stage because we have, of course, the German public audience here, and we probably Louis are not so good looking as Thomas here on the screen, so we are here behind the walls, hidden from everybody's eyes.
We've been told that we've got the face of radio, so we have to stay backstage. We're not allowed on the front bit. We don't have James Kirk and Robin Wiesenmuller on the stage, unlike last year. We look over Mount Panorama. What a fantastic venue to have this second race. Looking down the hill, it's such a difficult circuit to master. Obviously, we see in real V8s that take on this track. We've got Scott McLaughlin, incredibly fast around here, and then obviously you've got Shane McGisbeck when he takes it on in the GTs. Now, one thing that is important to know is you're going to see very fast lap times around here. We saw this in practice because I nearly got out of my seat when one of them completed a lap. Fastest lap in the real world in an official session is a 2:01, I think it is. In an unofficial circuit where they took off the balance of power, they did a 1:58, I think it was. However, in these, we're expecting 56s, 57s, potentially a little bit quicker.
It's very interesting
So
lap
quick.
times. Of course, these cars are GT1 race cars, so they have a very lot of horsepower and everything. So there's going to be. What is the top speed? We didn't even ask the drivers what is going to be the top speed. I assume about 280, 290 kilometers per hour of top speed
coming
going
down
down
the
the hill.
chase, yeah.
Yes, exactly, on the Conrad Straight. So we have a little delay here because Tim Heinemann had some issues with the audio on his rig, so this is going to be fixed right in any moment.
Yeah, hopefully
But, oh my god, so after the first session, I'm so curious who's going to be on the top again in the qualifying, because I really like, we bet on Julian Kunze in the first race, and he did exactly what was promised. Giorgio Baldi as well, your favorite, was on the first place. So absolutely beautiful from start to finish, driving from him. Amazing start as well. He was really great on the start. So I think that, like as we said, the qualifying and the start will be the most important thing here right now today in Bathurst.
Important things here. I think we're going to see Kunze on the podium, right? I don't know in what position, in first and second and third, I am not sure yet.
Yeah.
But I think we are going to see him on the podium. He is Mr. Consistency in this.
Exactly.
He won the WTCR live event, the esports live event that we had last year. He won that through consistency, through some other things as well. We won't go into it because it's a new year and we're not going into it. But Julian Kunze ended up winning that one through consistency. Gergo was one of the ones who was in contention, same with Jack Keithley, so he's already beaten both of them. I would say that Jack Keithley in this one is going to be on the podium. I think he's going to be so
he must be. If Keithley want to win this championship or want to win the prize, he definitely needs to be on the top right now, because this second race will definitely tell us how it's going to look before the third race in Sepang. So I think Keithley has to go all in this race and try to do everything he can.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm really looking curious because, as you said, Julian Kunze is one of the most consistent drivers in all the eSport RaceRoom series, because he's probably one of the most experienced driver in these offline venues, because I think he was in all the races collected from RaceRoom in the eSport races.
Yeah, he's done a lot
He definitely
of racing.
did the most of those.
Speaking of Julian Kunze, leaving the pit lane here, so we've got the session underway. Hopefully everyone can join it and get in properly. Obviously we'll have to wait for those sim rigs to load, but we see Julian Kunze climbing up the mountain for the first time, up towards turn 2, Griffin's Bend. This is on the mountain straight. We'll hopefully keep an eye on him here as we're running in the practice session. We'll move over to qualifying as soon as everything goes. We're running towards turn 3 and turn 4. This is the cutting. Super difficult on the brakes and very tricky. As you can see, the camber, when you're trying to put on that power, the camber really throws out the rear of the car. We come through turn 6 and up to, turn 5, turn 6, quarry corner. Turns right, flicks in. This is the fun bit. This is where we come through Reed Park, we come through Frog Hollow and up towards Solomon Park, absolutely on the limit of the car. Look at this, perfect balance here. Obviously, they don't get to play with setup.
Now it's going to be interesting, going for a skyline here.
One of the best corners in Australian motorsport, down through the S's and into the Dipper. If someone spins here, you cannot see it. So if anyone spins to the Dipper, that's it. You're expecting a massive crash. We come towards Forest Elbow. Named because of a motorcycle rider, although I won't mention why. As we leave Forest Elbow, turn 18, very important to get a really good run, because as we have that massive run down towards the chase, massive speed up here, obviously. V8 Supercar coming up here.
It's going to be interesting, the slipstream.
280, 290, we're expecting this.
Exactly, the slipstream coming down here and coming on the corner straight, it's going to be really interesting, because there's such a long straight going down the hill. Yeah. Of course, the exit from the previous Forest Elbow is so important to get a speed, but the slipstream will play some role definitely here.
One thing that's very easy to do is, after putting together one of the most perfect laps you've ever done, coming towards Murray's corner, absolutely overcooking it on the brakes and going straight on. I did that once when I was trying to fight for a championship against Oscar Hardwick, who tried qualifying for this about a couple of years ago in some V8 supercars. I was trying to overtake some back markers, completely messed up that corner. It's so easy to do. There's a gravel trap on the exit of it, and it does not like letting you go. So watch out for any driver heading into that gravel trap, Hell Corner, the first one, and it's called Hell Corner because it's a complete pain.
Exactly. We could see Kunze using all over the racetrack. He was using all the curbs on the inside, on the exit, on the maximum attack here in the free practice before we will go for a green for the qualifying session.
Yeah.
Look at Kunze going close to the walls. He's just using the racetrack as much as he can. That's going to be wow. I'm really looking forward for Kunze going in the qualifier right now, which we are going any second right now.
I expect a lot of them to rush out of the pit lane early. Hopefully we won't get a crash. It's 20 seconds in the WTCR one that we did a year ago until someone crashed.
Here we go, we have a green flag for qualifying.
Here we go.
Look at the traffic there. Kunze on the first place, drifting away from the pit lane, trying to have this perfect position for Kunze right now. He has a cleaner in front of him. He can just focus on his qualifying lap.
What a beautiful location it is. You can see everything around. Fantastic venue, Mount Panorama, obviously in New South Wales. And speaking of excellent venues, being here in the Tuning World Bodensee, excellent atmosphere. You say you go out there and speak to some of the drivers, you see what's going on here. Bentebank, obviously we look at Julian Kunter on the right hand side. Bentebank, he's just in the background there, one seat just behind them to the left. Julian looking very, very strong here. Bentebank, just trying to get those tires.
He's drifting already. He's using his tires already.
Yeah, absolutely.
The drivers told us between the races that the tires are really going fast down on the wear. So we will see. Like, you really want to save some tires, but of course it's only 10 minutes qualifying. So you definitely need to try to put the laps as soon as possible, going down here on the top of the mountain on the Skyline section into the S6.
Are we going to see?
Look at the jump, almost the jump here in the dipper, going up into the forest elbow.
A bit of racing going on.
There's already racing going on in front of Bentebank. Oh my God!
Wow!
This is going to be promising race. I can't tell you that.
Oh my! This is getting my heart racing. We're nervous here sitting in the commentary booth. What's it going to be like sat in one of those rigs right now, trying to prepare yourself for 6.213 of the hardest kilometers you're going to do all day?
Exactly.
Qualifying so important. We watched Julian Kunze second in the previous race. Excellent defence in the last lap from Tim Heinemann. Of course, here he comes towards Murray's, trying to line himself up, prepare himself for his first qualifying lap. They won't get many around here. It should be a total of about 3 or 4 qualifying
laps. Yeah, exactly.
Laps.
I'm looking at the lap times right now. They have been doing about 1 minute 57 in practice. It's only 7:59 when Kunze crossed the line.
And that's Kunze, he's right in the front.
Yeah, he's right in the front, but the other drivers will not be so lucky. So basically Kunze might have like 1 extra lap if he keep on the pressure or on the speed right now in the qualifying. Look at a beautiful onboard view with Kunze here coming into the second corner.
Yeah, Griffin's Bend is a very tricky one. It almost feels like it should be a slightly late apex, but if you go for that late apex, you're well off into the wall. We saw it in practice a lot. So you've got to hold it nice and tight up through the cutting, really, really close to that wall on the outside. Bring it in so your front left is almost scraping the wall on the inside. Through 5, through 6 to quarry corner. Just, it's a tricky one, that one, because sometimes
it's so hard to do on the worn tires.
Yeah, absolutely. runs through one of my favourite corners, through Green Park, through Frog Hollow, up to McPhillamy. This is a brilliant corner, slightly out wide, going full Scott McLaughlin. Comes down the hill through Skyline, over the S's, brilliantly balanced coming through there into the dipper. Want to get as close to the left-hand side, we ride very, very low. A massive speed sensation from this camera angle.
That was beautiful driving by Kunze, but we could see he was a little bit offline in the section going down the hill into the dipper.
He's wider at first elbow. Has not nailed that exit.
It's not going to be the perfect, super optimal lap, but it's definitely going to be the fast one.
Wow, if it is Julian Kunze in the wheel, it's going to be a fast one regardless. You can see his hands. If we watch his hands, if we can, no we can't. If you watch him come through the chase, absolutely would be perfect on that wheel. Massive on the brakes through the chase. It's the heaviest braking zone we're going to see all day from such a large speed, such a slow speed, carrying it through, down towards Murray's. One last corner, 100-meter board, slamming on the brakes, trying to hook it up that corner. Don't want to get too much of the curb because it really messes up the power in, but it's going to be a 1 minute 57.349. I'm sorry, 469.
Let's see the drivers behind Kunze. Bianca 2.3 seconds off the pace.
Haas at 1.1.
There's going to be big differences probably on this
Jack
track. But Jack Keatley with super important lap, going almost on the 57s. It was 58.1, but still super close. So far, faster even than the Richard Schaefer, who's on the third place, 7/10 off the pace from Kunze. But what's going to be by Giorgio Baldi right now? Winner from the race number 1.
Yeah, crossing the line. What's he going to do? The line comes up now. Goes fourth.
It's a fourth position, so Kunze, if the qualifying would end right now, Kunze couldn't be happier right now because his championship opponent, Giorgio Baldi, is so far in the fourth position. But don't forget about our Tim Heinemann, who looking very, very strong in the sector 2. He was a little bit wide there. He was very wide there in the chase, but let's see, because Julian Kunze, of course, didn't do optimal lap time. No, but let's see if Tim Heinemann will attack him after that little mistake.
I think he's definitely lost time there. He's going to come towards the line. Obviously down in 20th position, no time set, going to cross the line, probably go about second. Yes,
it's going to be second position for Heinemann, 2/10 of a second lost in the last sector there.
Julian Kunze though, currently holding on to the pole position. We look back here at Jack Keithley, currently in 4th position. A multiple lap record holder here on various leaderboards across RaceRoom.
It's very good second sector, very good second sector from Keithley. But unfortunately he has a traffic in front of him. Might help him a little bit on the slipstream, but we will see on the last 2 corners what will happen there.
Obviously someone fired up their engine in the background. We watch Jack Keithley, eyes focused, coming through the fastest corner on the circuit, the fastest corner all day, a bit of traffic up ahead. All he is thinking is, get out of the way, get out of my way, I need to focus. We had his team manager from last year, we're having some swear words as well. Jack Keithley comes down towards Murray's corner.
Stefanko on the 3rd place, half a second behind Kunze. Wow, what a drive from Haas Formula 1 Esport driver.
Yeah, of course he went to 4th position at the end there. Jack Keithley improves to 4th as well. Raikkonen improves to 3rd position. So
wow, that puts Baldi on the provisional 7th position. How is Banki looking with his lap times right now? That will be interesting.
Ben's Banki only 11th at the moment. For him, we've got a great order here. Here comes.
Let's go. Let's see what Giorgio Baldi will do on the last corner.
He's got a bit of slipstream. It's going to cost him a bit.
Oh, he's on the 2nd place. 1/10 of a second behind Kunze. Wow, what a lap by Baldi.
It's not going to count, and the lap after he doesn't have enough time. So that is it. That is going to be his qualifying lap.
Yeah, that's true. You are absolutely right. Baldi will not be able to do one more lap. What about Tim Heinemann? Oh, he's preparing himself for one more lap. Yeah. He just managed to make a gap before everybody, and he's going for his one more try.
Risto Capit obviously doesn't care about this.
He's super prepared. He's going for the hot lap right now.
I mean, also, one thing to note about the noise in the arena here at the moment is, yes, they've all got headsets on, but I can tell you, they can definitely hear what is going on in here.
How about Julian Kunze here, improving in the 2nd sector so much. Kunze is on fire here. He has a beast mode on after the race in Slovakia ring. He don't want to do any mistakes here. He will try to improve so much in the qualifying because, as we said, the qualifying position and the start position will be so important here in Bathurst.
And he made a mistake at Forest Elbow on the previous lap. This time he's rectified that. We look back at Schaefer, but Kunze coming in very good, but nowhere near as much as Julian Kunze, who's going to be coming through the chase now, down towards Murray's corner. Here comes Julian Kunze. 3/10 up in sector 2.
Is he going to be 56? Is he going to be 56?
Could be. If he nails that drifting sector. Oh, here he comes to the line.
Oh no, it's not improving. What happened to Kunze?
Oh no.
He probably risking the last sector or something.
At Schaefer.
Is it going to hurt his position or not? Look at back in the Schaefer. He was also improving.
Schaefer obviously qualified 3rd back in the
He's getting a little bit of slipstream of the car ahead. Maybe. Let's see if he can make it to the top 3, top 4.
Good lap.
Wow, what a lap by him.
Oh no! Schaefer to the line. What's he going to do? Goes
4th
to
position.
4th.
Look how close the top 7 is.
Yeah.
Top 7 in 4/10 of a second.
Jack Keithley has put in a lap that is 4/10 off of pole, and it is not good enough. It's 7th position for him as Tim Heinemann, one of his main rivals, improving massively here on the podium back in the Slovakia ring. Our top 3 is almost exactly as we out there. He's overcooked the chase on the inside, locked the rears a little bit, trying to carry it through the corner, runs down towards Murray's corner. He's currently 2/10 off of the pole. What can he do?
What's
he
it
made
going
a
to be
mistake
for
there last
Heinemann?
time. It's going to be less of a mistake though. P3 at the moment. Could
It's going
it
to be
pole?
57. It's going to be fast
slipstream?
lap here from Heinemann on provisional pole position. What a close qualifying between him and Kunze. Kunze was definitely on the charge there, but that mistake really hurt him a lot. He probably lost his possible qualification lead there. But wow, so we have a championship contenders. We basically switched top 3 positions from the end of previous race. Giorgio Baldi, who won the first race in Slovakia, is going to start on 3rd position. Kunze, who was 2nd, will start on 2nd place again. And Heinemann, who was on the 3rd position, is going to be on the 1st now.
And Schaefer's still about with them as well. We watched Risto Kappa, who set the fastest first sector. Unfortunately, this is going to be for nothing as the session is coming to an end. We do actually have 23 seconds to go. Not quite sure. We're watching Kunze here coming towards the final corner. Is he going to be able to respond?
Kunze's going to finish the lap right now. He has 10 seconds to go. Is he going to improve or not? He didn't. No, he didn't. That was a very, very fast lap. It was 1/10 off the pace from Team Heinemann, but it wasn't enough. Kunze looks a little bit disappointed because he was on the charge there. His previous lap was 0.3 of a second faster in the middle sector, but he didn't make it there. What a beautiful drive by Michael Reichel, by the way, as well on the 5th position. I think he was 10th of 11 in the first race, and right now he's qualifying on the 5th position, same as Newcastle, who is absolutely on the fire, the Red Bull Esport driver as well. And Jack Keatley might be a little disappointed on a P7, but it's still improvement compared to the Slovakia ring.
Yeah, there's Tim Heinemann, our pole sitter for this race.
He looks very happy, relaxed. Everybody's sweating here in the t-shirts, but Tim Heinemann in his jacket,
cool as you like.
Looking almost cold there.
Now, I mean, this Jaroslav could be one of the most important races for this 3Motion Challenge Simulator.
I can tell you, if Tim Heinemann will hold it in the first 2 corners, this is going to be something really interesting. Because don't forget, Tim is a very, very good racing driver. He can be aggressive and he's very, very good. I think he will be really hard with the defending there. Here we are ready for a race start. We will have a green flag any moment right now.
Tim Heinemann is going to be
here we go.
Away. Oh, Julian Kunze,
that was a
much
horrible
better start than Tim Heinemann. Tim Heinemann's on the inside. Julian Kunze
going
to read up to the hell corner.
Oh, somebody's off there. Is it Richard Schaefer there?
I think that is Schaefer.
That's Schaefer off the track. That was a crash.
Julian Kunze up the hill.
It's a Lerner was collected there with Schaefer and Travis Bungler. No, what a disaster by Lerner and Schaefer there.
There's Lerner in the back. Obviously, here comes Kunze up towards
Kunze made it on first position into the 2nd corner. What happened there?
Yeah, he just had a better start.
That was an amazing start by Kunze there.
Heinemann just really struggled to get things going off the start. Gergo Baldi holds on the 3rd position from Reichel. Jack Keatley, excellent start up into 5th position. So he's made some progress. But we look back in the grid with Paddy Bianco, who's currently in 12th position, right on the back of Ben's Banking Diox, just up the road as well. Here we look then, Julian Kunze under immense pressure from pole sitter Tim Heinemann as we head through McPhillamy down towards Skyline. Absolute pressure over him. Tim Heinemann dropped off the lead in the first race. Does not want to do that again. He wants to take the lead coming into the cutting as we head down through the dipper towards Forest Elbow. What a start from Julian Kunze.
What a start. What a disaster for Schaefer and Lerner there in the first corner. Amazing start by Stefanko and Keatley and Reichel as well. All improved the position. Now we have a car across the racetrack there. Who is that? It's Florian Haase on the opposite direction. Gonna drop behind on the 19th position there.
Look at this. Super close in the 3rd position. Gerbo Baldi under massive pressure from Reichel. Runs into the cutting. They're not quite alongside, but potentially a dive bomb down the inside of the cutting. Oh, Heinemann around the outside.
What a move by Heinemann. That was, oh my God, it was all in there from the outside, coming on the Kunze. I think Kunze was a little bit too careful, too careful there, but Heinemann, he knows. Heinemann is super fast driver and he knows where to put the car when he can.
They've absolutely gapped Gergo Baldi though. With the race that he's been having with Reichel, they've absolutely pulled away. They've got nearly 2 seconds on him. But Julian Kunze drops out of the lead. Tim Heinemann regains that P1 at the end of lap 1.
That was amazing driving by Heinemann. Definitely a beautiful comeback from the basically first 2 corners.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Michael Reichel putting some pressure on Gergo Baldi.
Jack Keatley not too well. He's quite close to the back of them. There we are. We've seen him running up the hill. Stefanko just behind that in 6th position, obviously 4th in the previous race. Julian Kunze 2nd in the previous race, 2nd in this one. Tim Heinemann 3rd in the first race, first in this one.
This
and
would
go
do
around
really
it.
changes for the last race. If
Well,
the race would be over right now, that would be really interesting with the points.
If we finish with this podium going into Sepang, it is going to be so close.
It's going to be
for
all in
that
there.
fight.
It's going to be all in there, but we still have 17 minutes to go. Anything can happen right now on this challenging racetrack here in Australia.
It's so tricky. Runs down. Oh, getting the rear end a little bit out there through the dipper. Both clipping the wall on the exit of the dipper. Runs into Forrest's elbow. A little bit of a mistake there from Heinemann.
Let's see
but
what
manages
Kunze
to
can
hook
do.
it back up. What is this slipstream going to do heading back into the chase?
I think the slipstream will be really important. That's what happened to Heinemann in the previous lap.
Look, he's trying to
but he
break
was
it
way
already.
closer. Yeah, he was way closer than Julian right now, but we will see what will happen on the tires later in the race as well. You can see the slipstream is really huge on these cars, but Julian Kunze wasn't close enough to do anything about it. But I think behind it's going to be more interesting because Michael Rakel is really close to the Giorgio Baldi, and right on him is Jack Kita as well.
This is Panabianco, yeah, it is, straight down the inside of Zemeric. Sorry, no, it was a Banky. Banky instantly fights back and gets back ahead. Now he's under attack from Fremont. Down in the final quarter, another fantastic race from Fremont. He was in round 13, I can't remember where he finished quite exactly in the Slovakia ring. He was having a really good run early on. Currently in 11th position, we look at Panabianco, saying that he wasn't really expecting too much from today's action. Did a solid job back in the Slovakia ring, running up the hill though.
Is it Rakel and
We see
Keatley here
Keatley.
fighting together?
Oh,
There's a little bit of
running up
contact
towards
there
turn
with
two,
both of them.
Griffin's Bend. Wow.
That was really aggressive driving from both of the drivers trying to get forward. But don't forget about fight behind. Nukos is attacking Stefanko here for the 6th position as well.
Stefanko putting in a good drive again, trying to hold on to 6th position, a little bit wide out there, coming out of the cutting. I said this is going to be one of the hardest corners on the circuit to put power down, especially as we get later and later in the race. Those tyres are going to be wearing more and more. I expect someone is going to spin coming out of the cutting. I can tell you that for sure. As we run up towards McPhillamy Park, we've just gone through Solomon. There's McPhillamy running down towards Skyline, down the S's. As this track has got so much history and these drivers are adding more to it.
Exactly. We can see some little bit differences between the drivers right now. We can see Kunze and Heinemann ahead of everybody. 2-second gap between Giorgio Baldi on the 3rd position. And Keatley managed to overtake Rakel somewhere on the top of the mountain.
My goodness me, that must have been a mistake there from Rakel, or potentially a very aggressive move on the part of Jack Keatley. We look at him, he's got a long way down the road though to go Baldi. An excellent recovery drive after qualifying only P7. We look backwards down the grid. Richard Schaefer trying to recover from that early incident and runs down towards the cutting. He's on the back of the Celine of Lars Baumler. Down the inside, the 4 goes past Richard Schaefer on that recovery drive.
It's going to be very hard driving. That's going to be very hard for Richard Schaefer. He definitely will have the pace. He still has 40 minutes left in this race, but he needs all the points he can get if he want to attack the top 3 positions overall.
I know. Oh, here we go. So this is important. Kunze's not dropped off the back of Tim Heinemann.
Yeah. I'm really wondering what's happening with Rakel, because when he got overtaken by Kita, I think he dropped a little bit of pace because Stefanko is only 1.2 seconds behind him.
Here's Kunze.
But Rakel is right behind Keatley, so Keatley is not pulling away like crazy.
Look at those hands of Kunze. They barely move going into the corner. He's absolutely trying to be silky smooth. Not quite working there on the exit of the cutting. Massive slide there. Gergo Baldi almost trying to close into the back of this. We've got the Koenigsegg moving up the order here. Just holding on ahead of Risto Capet. Nartos behind as well, Haasa. Oh, that was someone in the wall. That was someone in the wall.
Someone in the Celine, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Dropping behind Simon O'Neill. Risto Capet here in 18th position. He also made a mistake coming out of the cutting. Zaza also gets past Baumler, so definitely a mistake on his part. We'll just quickly go through the order whilst I have a breath, because we're definitely not going to have it for longer. As Risto Capet under heavy pressure into McPhillamy and into Skyline. Whoa!
It's Florian Hasse right on there. He's definitely on a faster pace because he was way faster in qualifying, and we will definitely see how he will be able to overtake the guys here.
Mistake up ahead from Nartos. Capet being held up here as Capet is coming under intense pressure from Haasa. Lerner also behind, looking at Panabianco.
Going
Getting overtaken by Fremont. Oh my goodness, could Vermont get into the top 10? I also saw side-by-side between Baggy. Oh wow!
That was a little bit there. Another touch drivers going on the braking. Parabianco defending. So Roman will have it really, really harder.
Yeah, here we go. Zarabek and Banky. Zarabek the one currently leading. Banky trying to get past, but not quite making a stick into Murray's.
He looks depressed a little bit there. Trying everything he can, even flashing the lights to get past the Zarabek.
Oh, down the inside.
Roman
up to the top 10.
Finally made the move on Parabianco.
Yeah, Kolb just closing in on this one as well. Kolb, another one who got in through the qualifying here at the event in the Tuning World Bodensee. Zarabek under attack heavily here from Ben's Banky. Ben's Banky, you meet him in person and think, oh, he's a really nice guy. Then you race him and you think, my goodness me, who is this?
It's like the friendship all over, but when you get on the stage into the car, the friendship is over right away. I'm looking forward for a little group there if Keatley and Reiko will get again closer to each other. Because definitely Keatley is not pulling away fast enough from Reiko not to challenge Baldi at all.
Yeah, so we'll very quickly go down the order whilst I actually have a breath. Heidemann, Kunze, Baldi, Keatley, Reiko rounding out your top 5. Franco, Nyox, Zarabek, Banky, that's the battle that we're looking at now. Vermont as well, rounding out the top 10. Parabianco, Kolb, Schaefer, O'Neill, Lizarzo in the top 15. Lars Baumler, Haase, Capit, Lerner, and Sinatos. Obviously, Haase, Capit, and Schaefer having a terrible, terrible start to the race. Tim Heinemann, big lead at the moment.
Tim Heinemann is absolutely shredding the tires right now. 157.0. That's even almost faster than the qualifying, wasn't it?
So fast that lap time. Very close to the 56s.
And also pulling away from Kunze, that's exactly what he needs in the next 10 minutes.
Niels Nyox attacking Stefanko here into the chase for 6th position. Not quite making anything work. Niels Nyox staying in 7th, had a good race in the previous one. Look back towards this battle between Lucas Kolb and Parabianco. Lucas Kolb really
behind as well.
Up. Yeah, it's been a good recovery drive from Schaefer so far.
Yeah, definitely. Very unfortunate for him to have a crash in the first corner.
No, not quite. Not quite. Leave that up into Griffin's Bend and you might have a move done. The thing is, if you overtake someone now, you're opening yourself up into Hell Corner, into Griffin's Bend, and then you've got to follow them around the mountain once again. Schaefer wants to just get by straight away because we know he's quicker.
Exactly. But on this racetrack, it's not that easy. He has the momentum coming to the second corner. Will Kolb actually leave open doors for Schaefer? It looks like that so far. No, not actually. Schaefer is nowhere close to overtake. Wow.
Oh, no!
That was an optimistic look there by Schaefer.
I thought he was really needs.
Oh my God. That was almost Kolb, almost lost it there on the exit.
Open door for Schaefer into the next corner. Cutting. Oh, Schaefer down the inside, could make this stick out of the cutting.
Yeah,
brilliant on the power. Lucas Kolb down the 30th position after that mistake.
That was exactly what Schaefer needed. Kolb to do a little mistake on the pressure and take the position back.
We've got Tim Heidemann then leading by 2 seconds, 3.7 ahead of Gergo Baldi for that podium. It's all kind of spreading out the front, but down towards the back of the pack, it is racing galore. As we look with one of the Celines, that's Lars Baumler in this massive fight. We've got Florian Haase who's got by them, Risto Capit directly behind. We look back at Niels Nyox, who is really, really close now, heading into the chase with Stefanko.
I'm looking forward what will happen right now because the newcomers have the slipstream of the Stefanko. He's going for the side-by-side already before the chase. That's going to be an interesting move from the outside area. Is it going to work? Stefanko defending the inside. Newcomers trying from the outside, similar to Heimann, but there was no room simply for him there in the corner. He wasn't close enough to try to overtake from the outside. Nice, brilliant defending from Stefanko, where we are watching Schaefer pulling already some moves on Parabianco.
Yeah, he's really, really close to the back of Parabianco, and I think as soon as he gets by, he's going to close it on Vermont very quickly. We know how good Richard Schaefer is. We saw him yesterday in the Endurance Team Challenge, putting in a fantastic effort for ACR and effectively put him in a position to take that top trophy. So we know how fast Schaefer is. Come to Bathurst. Now, we've been told that it's quite similar to the Nordschleife.
Exactly.
It's a tricky track, only this one's sunny. We look at Schaefer heading up the hill.
He's coming to challenge the Parabianco into the second corner. Parabianco defending the inside Schaefer. Oh no, there's no room for Schaefer on the outside, sadly.
Yeah, that's why he's good at the Nürburgring, because obviously
he's trying the outside for the next upcoming corner. into
Not
the
quite, just want to do it 2 times in a row. Maybe looks for the undercut in the cutting though. We lose him behind the trees a bit there. Not quite anything happening just yet. Richard Schaefer stays in 12th position. The racing here is absolutely intense. Panabianco's been into the wall and he's going to drop back.
Oh my God,
no.
he almost collected cold there. That was really dangerous coming back from the crash. But I think Panabianco was really happy not to spin around. But that was beautiful, beautiful fighting from Schaefer. He was really waiting and making the driver in front of him to make a mistake. Once again, he did the same thing with Kolb and again with Panabianco. So wonderful driving by Richard Schaefer as we watch Tim Heinemann pulling away.
No
almost
mistakes.
2-second gap from Julian Kunze, who is 1.6 seconds ahead of the Giorgio Baldi. So if the race will stop now, if everybody not move whatsoever, the top 3 would actually have exactly the same points before race number 3.
I know, like with Hyman, he is putting an absolutely perfect drive here so far. Really looking after what he's doing, not going into the wall. We're not sure if he's looking after his tyres so much. Comes across with 6 minutes to go. That means there's going to be 4 laps of this race, this competition remaining. Heading back up the hill once again. The Koenigsegg attacking. Oh, Lizarzo straight on, a little bit of contact there.
Oh no, he spun around on
no.
acceleration there.
After all of that.
Disaster for the Koenigsegg driver there,
Lars
Lizarzo.
Bauer here attacking Capet. A massive fight here. These are drivers that are of a top quality. I cannot stress that enough. We've got Risto Capet, a multiple GT champion. We've got Maurice Lerner back here. Florian Haase, who's finished on the podium yesterday to Florian. Maurice Lerner as well, of course.
But what a comeback drive from Richard Schaefer from the last position from the first
He's the
corner.
only one who's really come back.
Yeah, he's really on a super pace there. He's only 3 seconds behind Alexander Roma, so let's see what he will do. Here is Moritz Lerner fighting with Florian Haase, but it's basically on a 50-60 position. Must be really disappointing for both of the drivers because they are really far behind. In the points right now, if the race will be finished in 5 minutes.
Yeah, especially of course considering you think Lerner finished second yesterday in the same car that you were in. Haase was third. So for them to be down in these kind of positions, especially after a decent race in the Slovakia ring, this is very, very disappointing. You can see across to Richard Schaefer as well, who's also made that progress up the field. So we focus on Maurice Lerner trying to nail the top end of this circuit. We look then towards Julian Günther, 2 seconds exactly behind Tim Heinemann, not making any impression on that, not dropping back any further, mind. Gergo Bowdy here, these guys are all spread out massively. Gergo Bowdy, Jack Keithley, Mike Rakel as well. They're all kind of about 2.5 seconds apart apiece.
Exactly. Great pace from Keithley as well. He made his way through the field a little bit better. He's only 2 seconds behind Giorgio Baldi. We have basically 3 laps to go. But what a drive from Keithley as well. And Michael Rakel, star of this race, on the 5th position with amazing qualifying, an amazing start on the 4th position, where he was fighting with Baldi for the first lap and then pulled away a little bit from Jack Keithley, who was fighting with him a little bit later. I'm really curious if Alexander Roman will be able to defend for the next 2 laps from Richard Schaefer, because Richard Schaefer looks, he's on a super pace. He's coming for him, and he definitely will want the most points to get from the disaster of the start he had today.
We've got a crowd out here, young and old, doesn't really matter about age. Sim racing's approachable for everyone, and especially on a simulator such as RaceRoom. It is a free simulator on Steam, which we can all access and all get involved on, all take part in competitions such as this, race against the names of Tim Heinemann. And so we're showing the next generation what they can be doing in sim racing. We look back towards Stefanko and Niox keeping this race going. 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go. There's going to be a couple of laps left in this one. Can Stefanko hold on?
Well, he definitely hold on for so far. We will see what will happen in the next 2 laps, because the tires are really going down.
So close to the wall there. Wow.
Also, I'm really looking for any possible battle from Baldi and Keithley, because really Keithley is on a little charge there. He's coming 2 seconds closer to Baldi so far, so he's definitely on a faster pace. Let's see if the top 4 will stay where they are and what will do Stefanko with Niakos.
I still think without a mistake it's just a little bit too far for them to bridge that gap. I think Rakel though might be dropping into the back of this battle. Stefanko,
exactly true.
There we
What
go,
was that?
makes a mistake as well. Now he's really in this battle, so this battle for 5th between Rakel, Stefanko and Niox, absolutely on, trying to break that slipstream on the run down to the chase. They're going to hook it a little bit left onto that tarmac on the left-hand side and try and balance the brakes as they come through. We look into the eyes of Rakel into the chase. Hooks up the curb nicely, yes, absolutely on the white line, perfect round the chase. just about holding on to that position over Stefanko, who's now looking very ominous in those mirrors.
Yes. This is exactly what Stefanko wants after a success in the first race. When he finished on the 4th position, he needs the most points he can get in this race, and he's on the charge right now. Seems like Michael Reiko looks a little shaken after that mistake, losing a bit of a time there from Keith and everything. And we will see what Stefanko will do. He's in the slipstream, coming for the back straight on the before the second corner. Let's see if Stefanko will try to defend or attack. Attack on the inside for the next corner.
Heading up then towards Griffin's Bend. Stefanko looking aggressive, looking attacking on the outside. Not going to work there. Could open him up. Two Nyox behind, but not quite. Stefanko holds on to 6th position. Reiko holding on to 5th at the moment. These need to be 2 very perfect laps here from Reiko if he wants to hold on to that top 5. And the thing is, over the top of the mountain is quite easy to defend because there's so little places to overtake. You just need to keep cool, keep a calm head, hit every apex as if it's perfect. As we head there through Reed Park and Frog Hollow, up towards McPhillamy once again. 2 laps to go. Look at this battle, fantastic work. As Nyox potentially could move up to 7th to 5th in 1 lap if everything goes his way. Look at how big that Ford is looking on the back of Reiko's car.
That's going to be very interesting to see in the finish because Stefanko is in a very difficult situation right here because he's
Panabianco, I think Panabianco and Cole have been fighting as well back in the back because I saw Cole just getting past Panabianco, so down to 30th position here. We'll keep focused on this battle for P5. Look, trying to break the slipstream again. It's not illegal unless it's an actual defensive.
Exactly. He's not blocking the driver, he's not changing direction too many times, but Stefanko definitely getting the slipstream anyway. Let's see if he's going to attack on the inside. No, he's not close enough. So he still have 1 more lap to try to attack Reiko, but he needs to be very careful because Newcos behind him will try everything. It's a very difficult situation for Stefanko because he wants to attack the guy ahead of him, but he also needs to pay attention that Newcos is right behind him.
Look at this, Heidemann starting the final lap. It was a 2-second gap, but Julian Kunze is really coming into this now, 1.2 seconds. If he can pick this up over the mountain, we could have a really good run into the chase. We look back at this battle for P5. Still Reiko leading, Stefanko leading Nyox. Onto the final lap, the timer is ticked to 0. This is all to play for. The second race here of 3, fighting for that 3Motion simulator, running up the hill. Stefanko looking aggressive, again trying to go around the outside of Griffin's Bend.
He's so much off the line, this is going to hurt Stefanko so much, because Newcos is going to try to attack him. From behind was a little bit of contact there from Newcos. Wow. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Stefanko is in such a hard situation because he wants to attack Reiko, but he needs to pay attention on the guy behind him.
That may have given Reiko the break he needed as we look back to Tim Heidemann coming down Skyline, coming down the S's. That may have been the break that Reiko needed. Reiko leading Stefanko by quite a way. We look at Tim Heidemann, likely to go on to be victorious.
I think he's driving to make it sure to the finish because he had a 2-second safe gap. I think he's driving just to make sure he will win this race. We could finally see some sweat on Heinemann's forehead. Finally, after the first race, he's sweating a little bit in his
Julian Kunze's not quite close enough, I think, coming into the chase, unless there's a mistake from the well-experienced Tim Heidemann. Coming into the chase, I don't think anything's going to happen. All of these 3 on the podium, with the 3 we saw in the Slovakia ring, potentially could be the 3 that we see on the podium at Sepang as well. Coming out later, a bit of a mistake there from Heidemann, not quite enough.
No, he's just driving to make sure, he's just driving to make it safe into the finish. He has nothing to risk, so there is no, Kunze will not risk anything as well. He's so far behind, so just Heidemann is just making it through the finish. Followed by Julian Kunze and Jack Keatley on the 4th position and Gorgo Baldi on the 3rd position.
It's almost as if it was nothing. Tim Heidemann victorious.
But what's happening on the position here with Michael Reiko and Newcos and Stefanko? Did Stefanko exactly lost the position to Newcos in before the finish of the race?
I think there's been a mistake there. P5 though, definitely for Reiko. Nyox putting in an excellent stint at the end there. Comes in 6th position, 7th there for Stefanko. Zerabik in 8th. Banky 9th, Fremont 10th, Schaefer, decent recovery drive to 11th, although we'll be disappointed with that.
Oh, Schaefer tried to attack Fremont before the end of the race.
No, this is between, sorry, Lerner, I thought it was.
Oh, sorry, first.
Lerner and Panabianco. Panabianco had a decent start of the race, dropped back to 14th. We look back at Tim Heidemann. Oh, victorious here.
Wow.
In his favor?
This is going to be interesting because right now the top 3 are exactly the same points. Am I correct?
No, because
No, Kunze was second twice. Kunze was second
Kunze
twice.
will be behind them. Bowley
yes,
behind
yes,
them
yes,
will be on
but
the same point.
the
They'll only
points
be
will
about
be
three
so
points ahead.
Yeah, the points will be so close to each other. We'll wait for a confirmation with the points because that's gonna be one hell of a race in the Sepang.
Yeah, I mean what that means is it doesn't matter which position they're in. Whoever's ahead, realistically, has that 3Motion simulator. Now, no one has a hand on it yet.
Exactly,
Important.
But the third race will decide everything, and it's gonna be between so many drivers, of course. But the Heinemann, Kunze, and Baldi is looking very strong on the points right now.
Well, Sepang, the interesting thing here is Sepang is a little bit closer to Slovakia ring. And so I think we may see Baldi a little bit stronger there than we did around here. Obviously, this one's the real odd one out. What we'll do is we'll grab a podium, an interview there from Tim Heinemann. Unfortunately, we'll be in German, but no, we're not. No interview. Never mind. We'll ignore that. We will prepare ourselves then for Sepang. We'll end the broadcast shortly, and then we'll get ready for that Sepang race. Of course, you can follow this all on RaceRoom YouTube channel. And it is going to be an exciting one. One more race to go.